Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another HeyTechi video. My name is Steven, and if you're new here, let me first extend a massive welcome to you, and of course a huge welcome back if you've watched my videos before. Today we're going to be looking at the CT2 Smart Contact Sensor by Onvis. Now I've had a chance to play around with this simple bit of tech, and I'm quite impressed by it, so I'm here to share some thoughts, show you how it works, and ultimately offer what I think of it. Before we begin, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. Here at HeyTechi, we're interested in everything to do with the Apple smart home, and that includes everything from Apple's own smart home gadgets, right through to accessories for existing HomeKit and Siri shortcut devices. If that sounds like the kind of thing that you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our future videos. So this is the Onvis CT2 Smart Contact Sensor. I want to thank Onvis for sending me out this little sensor to review for you all. As seasoned HeyTechi viewers will know, I only work with companies that will give me full editorial independence when reviewing their products. That means that everything I say in this video is my honest and unbiased opinion on the product, and that's both the good and the bad. You can't buy trust, and that's why I pledge to you, my viewers, my completely honest opinion every single time, so that you can make the best decision when building your Apple smart home. Onvis released the CT2 motion sensor back in 2020 as a means to address a gap in their smart home lineup. Onvis have a number of sensor devices in their Apple HomeKit lineup, including the SMS1 motion sensor and the CS1 security alarm. Now I'll be doing videos on those in the following weeks and months, so make sure you come back and don't miss out on those videos. The smart contact sensor here is the most simple product that Onvis currently offer at the moment. It is quintessentially, without any bells or whistles, a contact sensor. It costs $24.99 for a single unit, or $44.99 for two, and if you're interested you'll find links to them in the description below if you want to check them out yourself. Now for those of you unfamiliar with what a contact sensor is, a contact sensor is a device that mounts to a window or a door, which then allows you to trigger a smart home device based on if the sensor is triggered or not. In essence, it's a bit like a motion sensor, but rather than acting on motion alone, it's triggered when the two parts of the device move apart. But more on that later. The box itself here is smartly designed, and it highlights this device's compatibility with Apple HomeKit, so you know what you're getting. When you open it up, you'll find the paper manual, but underneath is the actual gadget itself. Before we get rid of the paperwork though, it's good to note that Onvis include a 12-month warranty, as well as what Onvis are calling lifetime technical support. And that's good to see. I always appreciate it when a company stands by their product with long-term support options. The actual device itself is split up into three different parts: the sensor, the magnet, and the spacers. In the simplest terms, the device works when the sensor and the magnet move apart from one another. The spacers are included so that if you have a door or a window frame that doesn't allow the sensor and the magnet to line up properly, you can raise one or the other up to match. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfectly aligned, just as long as the connection being made is sustained properly. There's a lot of spacers here in the packaging, and I think this is Onvis trying to cover all bases. You'll definitely not need all of these, and after you've got the contact sensor set up where you want it, you'll probably never think about them again. I'd still advise holding on to them though in case you want to change the position of your contact sensor to somewhere else in your home, or if you move house. The battery for the device is located here in the sensor, and it's a replaceable CR2450 button battery. These are pretty common batteries, and whilst I haven't had a chance yet to test out just how long the battery would last, Onvis state that the standby time is about 1 year. So with regular use, I'd say you're probably looking at about 9 to 10 months, maybe a little longer. The sensor operates on Bluetooth Low Energy 5.0, so it is very energy efficient, but of course the battery life here really will depend on where you're positioning the sensor and how often it's used. In the Home app itself, there is an option to see the battery level, so you can always keep an eye on it and track when you'll need to consider changing the battery. To set it up, all you need to do is simply scan the HomeKit QR code on the bottom of the box. Because the device is so small, unlike most other HomeKit products I've seen, there isn't actually a QR code on the device itself. As you might expect from HomeKit devices, the process is extremely simple, and I've experienced no setup problems when connecting it to HomeKit. If you do have any problems though, Onvis include a small troubleshooting guide in the user manual, as well as contact details for Onvis's customer support. Now, one thing I would say about that is I reached out to them when I was doing this review, and their reply was quite slow, so it may take a little while, but hopefully they should answer your query. One thing I don't like about the Onvis Smart Contact Sensor is its interface within HomeKit. Now, I should be clear, this isn't Onvis's fault. After the iOS 14 update for HomeKit, sensors like this and other similar sensors like the IKEA Home Smart Motion Sensor, they no longer have their own individual tiles, so you're going to see them here in this row above your usual tiles. Now, that's fine if you only have one or two sensors in your home, but it can get a bit crowded if you pick up more, or if you have lots in a single room. Onvis also sell these contact sensors in a pack of 2, so if you've picked up a few of these packs, or you already have some in your home already, the design limitation of iOS 14 and the Home app might come into play here. I'm really hoping for an update to this in iOS 15 when it's released later in the year. Another thing to note is that if you want to use this product, you must have an Apple HomeKit hub device, whether that be an Apple TV, a HomePod or HomePod Mini, or a dedicated iPad set up for this purpose. Of course, like most smart home providers, Onvis also have their own app. Now honestly, there's not too much by way of an advantage when using their app over HomeKit here. There is a log so you can see when the motion sensor has been activated, and a little bit more detailed breakdown of the battery as well. And of course, if you need to factory reset this device for any reason, you can simply insert the little SIM card tool up inside the device like so. When the lights flash, you'll know you've reset it successfully. So, having tested this for a little while now, how does it run? For the purposes of this test, I've set the contact sensor to work with the LifeX Mini Smart Bulb. This is a little bulb I picked up over the Amazon Prime Day promotion, so if you want to know what I think of this bulb, let me know that you want to see this video next in the comments down below. For this video though, I've kept it really simple. When the door opens, the light should turn on, and when I close the door, the light should turn off. Since the motion sensor runs over Bluetooth, I would expect a little bit of delay when triggering the bulb. Let's see how it works. The first time that you'll use this, it will take a little bit of a delay before the bulb kicks in, and that is purely a limitation of the Bluetooth technology on board. However, if you do use it a few times in quick succession, I found that the response time is pretty fast, which is quite impressive. Of course, one of the benefits of running this over Bluetooth rather than Wi-Fi is that it's not going to take up more of your Wi-Fi network, and of course, Bluetooth Low Energy is a far more energy efficient solution for sensors. There are plenty of creative ways that you could use this contact sensor. Turning on a light on or off is really about the most basic thing you can do. Of course, you can also consider integrating this sensor with your Siri shortcut routines as well. And of course it works with any HomeKit compatible device, so you might use one of these as a conditional proxy with your air conditioning unit. So if you set it up on your window, you can make sure that you don't waste electricity and your air conditioning when the window is open. There are some limitations to this though. Curiously, the sensor only works to the right and on the top and maybe the bottom, but not to the left, even though the back of the box seems to show it working in that orientation. That's a bit strange to me, but personally it's by no means a deal breaker. Fortunately, you can attach the sensor in pretty much any rotation you like to your wall, door or window. So you can flip it upside down and you'll be able to stick it that way if you want to use it to the left, but you'll have to put up with the logo being upside down, and that might be a little bit annoying. Changing the battery is also not the easiest experience. It's designed so you can change the battery without having to take the entire device off the wall or door frame where it's mounted, but I personally have found it so hard to get it to open up that I would have had to have ripped it off the wall anyway. In fact, after trying really hard and trying to wedge something in there, I still couldn't get it open. It's a great example of a design that looks good, but doesn't work in practice. Even when you do take it off the wall, you'll then need to replace the sticky mount as well. Now fortunately Onvis have thought of this, and they do provide an additional replacement sticker for the contact sensor, so you'll have one backup, but after that you'll have to make do with some third-party solutions. So what does this offer your smart home? The Onvis contact sensor is another string to your overall smart home experience. It offers you a good quality and reliable contact sensor which you can incorporate into a wide range of routines with both HomeKit and Siri shortcuts. In my opinion, there's a lot going for this. It's compact, it's versatile, and for about £25, it's the going rate of a contact sensor of its type that works with HomeKit. Now sure, the Eve contact sensor, which might be this product's nearest rival, does have Thread on board, but you are paying £10 more for the pleasure, and whilst that might be a nice bonus to those of you out there, there might just be some people who just want a contact sensor that works with HomeKit. Yes, there are a few flaws with the design, and realistically I think the longest you're going to have this is about 2 years, but you'll be hard pressed to find something better at this price point. So that's the Onvis Smart Contact Sensor then. It's a simple device with a few flaws, but I think it's got a lot of potential. What do you make of it? Is this something that you'd use in your own smart home? If you're interested, I'm going to follow up this video in a couple of weeks' time with a list of ideas about how you can best utilise a smart contact sensor in your home. If that sounds like the kind of video that you want to see in future, make sure to drop me a comment down below to let me know, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already done so. To celebrate smashing our 1,000 subscriber target, the channel will be running a celebratory giveaway, and one lucky subscriber will win a brand new Apple HomePod Mini. I'll be making a separate video where you'll be able to find out all the details about how to enter, so make sure you check that out soon. Don't forget, if you want to engage with HeyTechi during the week, you'll find more content over on our Facebook and Instagram pages, and don't forget to follow us there too. Until next time then, I've been Stephen, for HeyTechi.